Chelsea were thoughtless this season. A lot of time we call the management stupid when Madrid did let Ronaldo go.
It was the perfect
Time to let Ronaldo go. Different point for that, but I think we should cover that in Champions League segment because the point is before that they faced Bayern and Bayern mein also they did the same strategy that when they were away they just drew the match one each दोनों में रहा था यहाँ पे जब बर्नाबाउ में हुआ था वहाँ पे Allianz Arena में हुआ था. When they came to Etihad, that's when they like really showed what Man City this season was all about.
I think they're playing it safer away games में थोड़ा
because they have this assurance ना कि home पे आएंगे तो we will win.
मतलब इतने strong हो गए हैं.
इतने strong हो गए हैं वो. But and I also wanted to talk about the John Stones transition to the double pivot defensive midfield.
Actually, yeah, that was very impressive.
Very impressive. I never expected that out of John Stones. Yeah.
Again, Pep.
जो किमिच के साथ किया था इन बायर्न हाँ वैसा सेम बहुत सिमिलर सा वो था.
But I think like for me most shocking Chelsea's like dismal performance throughout the season.
Thoughtless. Chelsea were thoughtless this season.
Imagine spending around 600-700 million pounds और फिर तुम like
12th.
हाँ 12th like I think 2 matches और हारते तो relegation के आसपास था ही जाता.
10 point relegation का difference था उनमें मतलब they were closer to relegation and they were closer to top 4.
That's actually sad considering how Newcastle did this year.
And so Newcastle में I was always waiting कि Newcastle's money kicks in.
Exactly.
and then I would
still hasn't kicked.
It still hasn't kicked in because then I would be able to dismiss their performance on the basis कि ये पैसे से आया है, ये पैसे से आया है.
It's like PSG.
It's like PSG there, but PSG is also performing. Man City when they were starting to like win and the Sheikh just undertook them. The main point against them, or when Chelsea started to winning, when the Russian guy took them Abramovich, yes, took them under. The main point was कि पैसे से जीते. Newcastle's money did not kick in.
Yes. Right now Newcastle is playing on talent. On money. Yeah. But that's the thing. Let's see. Next year they're in the Champions League. So we don't know.
The competition is going to be fierce.
They buy like 2-3 big players.
Yeah, they should. If they want to match up their performance, like be consistent about it, they should.
Yeah, but considering the amount of money they have, they could have done it last season also. Like, it wouldn't have been such a surprise. Maybe they say they bought like 2-3 big players. But it's nice that they're giving current team
a chance and the current team is living up to the trust.
Exactly. That's actually good.
Yeah.
Because teams like Nottingham Forest, which we thought would do okayish, but actually they did pretty well. Brighton.
Everybody thought after Graham Potter नहीं जीतेगा. But then that's the point.
They've done well. Like,
I think
out of the players they have, they've created this very well balanced squad, which can like obviously can't compete with giants like City or something. But they can still compete with people like Arsenal who are bottling the league and stuff like this. But that's still pretty nice.
Then you have to compare कि कितना spend करता है Man City compared to कितना spend कर पाता है Brighton.
There is City, but then have these 100 charges also. Yeah. But then what about League One? Let's come to PSG.
Let's come to PSG is surprising as a team. Like
in what way? Negative or positive?
Negative way, obviously negative way. Because they have this on paper, they have this brilliant team, the like a dream team. मैं FIFA में इतनी अच्छी team नहीं बना पाता. It was a task to make such a team.
Like when you think about the names only,
the names only.
Verratti, Ramos, Messi.
The last season they had everybody.
It was an insane squad.
And then you win the League One by 1 point. That's see, because the thing is, Man City, Manchester United, they spend a lot of money, but they've spent it in EPL. वहाँ पे बाकी teams also spend a significant amount of money.
Plus, what I feel like is EPL is definitely the most competitive.
It is. There is no other league where Southampton can win a team draw. A team like Southampton probably battling the relegation. And they are drawing a match 3-3 against Arsenal. How often do you see that in other leagues?
Yeah, actually that's right. But See, this is what my opinion is. Ki League One में एक तो बाकी teams aren't as competitive as other leagues.
Yeah.
And secondly, PSG is lucky that they're in League One. Like, if they were in La Liga also, which is not that competitive because top 3 का ही रहता है उधर भी, maybe top 4 if Sevilla or Valencia decide to play well. But like, if PSG played in some other league, like even Serie A, which was very competitive this year,
they would have been a joke.
Yeah, exactly, because considering the players that they have, name value only,
name value only,
and the money they have,
and the money they are spending, they're ready to spend.
Yeah. It's a lot, man.
You नहीं जीत रहे और एक point से see after a certain amount of privilege it becomes an obligation to win. League One जीतना even उनकी French Cup जीतना is an obligation for them and they did not win this year. And
that was actually a big disappointment.
This is a disappointment.
As a Messi fan, it was also a big disappointment because like एक trophy थी जो नहीं जीता खेल के, and that's sad. But like even with the Messi situation, I think PSG have handled themselves very badly. Terribly. Because like एक तो उनके fans उसको boo कर रहे थे. Like, that was so sad because
उनके fans were in front of Neymar's house wanting Neymar to leave.
They were shouting.
Yeah.
Which is very disrespectful because those two are like probably 2 of like the top 5 players in the world.
Yeah.
And तुम उनको respect नहीं कर रहे हो, and that's bad for football, I think, overall.
It is.
Because even like Saudi कितना भी पैसा फेंके, right? Like no matter what player they buy, they respect those players.
Yeah, true.
Right? Like even Benzema right now or Ronaldo last year.
Yeah.
They respect them. Yeah. But even the Messi offer was 1 billion for a reason. But I don't think PSG fans respect football. But then they respect money.
I think considering like being a PSG fan, they have been disappointed for so long.
It's like being a Tottenham fan.
It's being a Tottenham fan and spending money and not winning anything real. मतलब it is actually sad. If you see कि क्यों frustration आ रहा है, I can personally, the way they reacted was terrible. Like PSG fans, but where they were coming from, I can understand that.
Yeah, definitely. Like after so many years of trusting your team and then waiting for something,
and all you get is this very toxic culture and very toxic locker room.
That's because the management is also weak, right? Like when Mauricio Pochettino was there, he couldn't handle those guys. Like, handling people like Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, Ramos, these big names obviously come with big egos and big.
But I'll draw this comparison. All like there are, if we considering in world football, European football right now, there are 3 clubs which have very huge names with them, and they have a lot of drama. You see Bayern this season, they had a lot of drama. You see Madrid this season, they had a lot. They usually have a lot of drama because these clubs sign players which are big names and they're ambitious to be bigger. So of course there is this friction there. There would always be. But that's what big clubs are all about. They need to be handling egos.
They need that one person to handle it. Like for Manchester City, it's Pep. Right? He handles everything. He has all the players in control. For Munich, it was those guys, and those guys got fired, so no point in mentioning them now. But yeah, like everyone has this.
And Madrid has players.
Like Barcelona, for example. A very basic example. Under Koeman, they had this bad routine of players not coming to practices, coming late, or not staying with each other and everything like that. As soon as Xavi came, the first thing that came on Twitter was their schedule, right? That they'll come to training at this time, they'll have their lunch with the team, they'll have their dinner with the team and everything. And all of that proved to be so important for Barcelona because there's a certain unity in the team.
Also, Barcelona at that time when Xavi came in was a comparatively younger team. They had this image of what Barca should be in the next 3 years, and they had the players to make that happen. But they weren't there yet. I feel.
But this is the thing, right? So when you see teams like Barca who have 2 or 3 experienced players, you need to find that balance. Of experience. Like for Barcelona, it worked out. Ki 2 to 3 experienced players who are leaving this year. like Alba and Busquets and all these guys. PK left already. So now they're much younger.
Yeah.
Now I think the oldest people are Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen is the only one from the treble team.
Yeah.
Ter Stegen is the only player left from the treble team. Only player left.
Oh, damn.
And I think the oldest after that would be Sergio Roberto or Lewandowski or someone like that.
Let's now, if we are on it, let's talk about the La Liga season. And the thing is, when you are seeing these players in their prime, when you see, I was 16 or 15 when I witnessed the treble team winning of Barcelona, and you feel that these players are irreplaceable. They would stay here until they retire, and then you actually see them leave, and you see
you see the entire process
and like oh.
Kya planning thi?
Yeah, that hits you because a lot of time we call the management stupid. When Madrid did let Ronaldo go, I thought it was such a stupid move.
I actually agreed with Madrid. It was the perfect
time to let Ronaldo go. And Perez always makes those transitions very smooth.
Perez has been like on his transfers. Like he's so involved. He micromanages his transfers, like which is actually required at that club.
I mean, when you see Jude Bellingham ka transfer, he's this 19-year-old generational sensational talent, and I've never seen itne bade scale ka koi transfer go this smoothly. I mean, you need to appreciate Perez there. Ke even after the whole Mbappe scenario last year and how it turned out to be so ugly, क्योंकि एक young talent जो और इतना ambitious है, coming to Madrid maybe demands का और इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा controversy हो सकती है, but that's something I like about Jude Bellingham as well. He knew where he wanted to go. उसने बचपन से ही बोला है कि he's been a huge Zinedine fan and somewhere he's trying to pay homage to Zinedine's career, and he did what he thought was best, and कोई drama involved नहीं था. So I think that's something very appreciable about Perez controlling Madrid.
I think Perez controlling Madrid has been like amazing throughout.
Yeah.
But I think there have been highlights
like the first signing
Figo transfer. Like तब से बहुत वो like media का वो like favorite हो गया.
Yeah, he's the target हो गया. This is
Plus वो very like interesting character. His interviews and everything, like he talks pretty. Like he's very chill.
Yeah, जैसे I love this one conversation media conversation he had. So basically Mbappe ने मना कर दिया था PSG आने से, and PSG gave him Mbappe that huge madness of a contract, and उसके बाद somebody asked him, how do you feel about Mbappe now? And he's like, I have nothing bad to say. The poor boy must be feeling sad, must be regretting the decision already.
But that's the thing ना कि like वो होना चाहिए कि हाँ मेरा क्लब है best तभी तुम attract कर पाओगे वैसा talent.
Yeah.
Like even with clubs like Barca or like anyone else like that, like जो struggle कर रहे हैं, but still you see some of the best players in the world wanting to go to those clubs, and even for like
half the salary. Yeah.
Which is insane ऐसे देखें तो, because no one in this day and age gives up that much money. Because like you look at all the Saudi offers again. like billion के offers हैं ऐसे ही उनके public investment fund के. तो like इधर तो free में खेलने का, it's just the history of the club that attracts them.
And also the potential that the club carries, and वो कहाँ पहुँच सकते हैं. The name, yeah.
Because if you say that you played for Real Madrid,
that's
becomes
something,
a different level then. Because as soon as you hear Real Madrid, you're like, oh, 14-time champions.
33 La Ligas.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the royalty in it. I mean, they are the Spanish Kings team, and they still stand with that grace and with that.
Talking about dominance, moving on to Germany.
Oh,
Bayern Munich,
11
straight title.
I mean,
how was it? How did you rate Borussia Dortmund's attempt?
The thing is, I did not like Borussia Dortmund's attempt because this was that one season जहाँ Bayern's drama overtook their performance. Bayern का Mane versus Sane का drama, or the toxic locker room, or the fact that management issue, or Neuer broke his hand because of a skiing incident. All these were a sign of a bad season. And they had Jude Bellingham, they had Aguero this season. अगले सीजन उनके पास दोनों नहीं है. They do not have both their star players with them.
But that's Borussia's problem, right? Like every year you see them come close, and then by the next season they've sold those players that help them come that close.
अब तो मुझे लगता है it's not even a problem, it's a strategy. It's so money minded of a strategy.
But then आप सिर्फ ट्रांसफर मार्केट में प्रॉफिट करने से कुछ जीत नहीं पाओगे ना.
हाँ मतलब
that's a different game then.
I mean इस बार अगर you see the Harry Kane transfer, Man U came in with this huge bid because everybody knows Man U needs a target man number 9, and Harry Kane is a good fit for Man U. I mean there are problems, but Harry Kane overall is a good team fit for any team that's in requirement of a number 9, right? And when you see about that, Tottenham said no. Like Man U को उन्होंने straight up मना कर दिया, उन्हें नहीं चाहिए था कि उनके direct rivals के लिए खेले Harry Kane. And that's the smart thing to do. You can't just keep selling your best players to your biggest rival.
That's a smart thing to do if you're not Tottenham. Tottenham is a different case. They haven't won anything. Like at this point, it's like कि भाई जान दो उनको.
3-point lane.
उनको जो players तो अच्छे हैं ना.
3-point lane.
Like it's different story.
Yeah.
But okay, so whatever. Moving on to the Champions League.
Champions League.
The
yes.
main league.
Yes.
I think incredible league. This season was actually very fun because last season it was getting very interesting with Real Madrid's insane winning.
And because again last season was the epitome where Madrid solidified the fact that if Madrid is a better team for just 10 minutes, they can still win the game. They may be the second best team for the remaining 80 minutes. That does not matter. If they are the better team for 10 minutes of the game,
they also highlighted a weakness in
consistency.
Sides like Pep's side or Barca or something like that. It's that they react better with strategies that Pep has or someone like Xavi has, which are more short passes and building up the game. I think teams like Real have a better odds, like better chances against these teams because of their reactionary measures.
Yeah, I mean,
like they can react to those changes.
Like
if you're changing the player on the wings, Real can react to that quicker,
adaptive, more adaptive.
Other clubs.
Yeah.
And I think that's because of their coaches and their styles.
I have a feeling it's more because of the competition that Real has. Because if you don't, either you are the best in the position that you play in, you will not get replaced, or so that's Vinicius, best in the position that he plays in, right? Or you are somebody like Valverde who can play at 5 different positions and he's good at every place. So that's the main strategies if you want to be in a Madrid playing 11 side. Varna nahi rahoge. They have so many replacements out there. Their younger talent is crazy. The players, the big names that they bring in, the small players that they bring in, and they want them to succeed. Everybody is a part of the competition, and it's just very, very difficult to keep up if you are a Madrid player and want to be in the top 11.
Anyways, last season, this season, how do you think it was? Like, what do you think was the best team this season? Obviously not Manchester City, apart from the Champions.
I was surprised Inter Milan made it that far. I was genuinely surprised because even when you see the group stage that they were in, they kind of replaced Barca. Because Barca उसी group में रह के Europa में गई थी. So that's a big deal starting from there. It's really difficult that you replace Barca there and then you go forward and play the Champions League final. Of course, they were major underdogs there. But I think they got the strategy spot on for the finals.
Actually holding Manchester City at 1-0 is very difficult.
Very difficult.
Considering that this is the best Manchester City we've seen.
And considering the fact that Rodrigo scoring this amazing goal in the finals wouldn't have been their plan 1. Right? Plan A. That means their plan A failed. The Rodrigo goal was a saving grace. Also, Rodrigo this season in the Champions League,
very well.
Brilliant. I think the best defensive midfielder in the world right now.
Inter Milan was the shocking thing, right?
Yeah.
For me, I think it was AC Milan.
AC Milan?
Yeah. Because AC Milan coming to the semi-finals, right?
Yeah, beating Napoli.
Yeah. Coming to the semi-finals was huge for me because first of all, after the first leg, they were standing and talking to their fans.
Yeah.
Like the ultras.
And
they were taking in advice. And like, that is not like the sign of a club that is doing well.
But that's a beautiful moment.
It is a beautiful moment on its own. I agree. But as a club who is competing for the Champions League, as a fan, you don't want to see your club asking the fans for advice when you have like state of the art players and managers.
And like it's weird अगर Arsenal Ranveer Singh से पूछे क्या करना.
Exactly. Like they have Zlatan, they have Giroud, their managers, their entire Rafael Leao. They have amazing players.
Yeah.
And you're telling me they can't come up with strategies and they have to go to their fans to
I think
strategies.
it
Like
was
even
more of
Barca
a
hasn't done
motivation.
this.
It's a motivation thing more than anything. I think it's a motivation.
I guess, but still, like it shows a sign of weakness in terms of strategy
Maybe,
and in terms of football.
But they did came back
As
stronger.
fans and as a moment, it was great.
It was
I
great,
agree.
yeah.
Like, fine, you're talking to your fans, it's good. But it would have been much better if they would have won and then gone to their fans and been like, "अब बताओ क्या करें आगे?" You know, like,
It was in the perfect moment. Okay, I also want to talk about the Europa League.
Yeah,
Sevilla,
Sevilla.
7 times winners. I mean, it's a heritage of its own. Winning like the last 5 Europas in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I think being that Spanish side that has become fourth.
Yeah.
Overall, like when you look at the La Liga table, I think Sevilla has become that fourth team competing.
But
obviously, they haven't made it to the Atletico Madrid stage. They're like close to Real and Barca, but still, I think they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I think Rakitic coming in,
Yeah.
giving them that experience in the midfield and everything, that really helped them.
Yeah. Because when you see the Sevilla season overall, they've ended up 12th in La Liga.
Yeah.
And they weren't having a great time in UCL because they got disqualified from UCL. Having that in their background, having that as mentality, and still coming back and beating Jose Mourinho in a final.
Yeah.
That's something. I mean, like,
however
controversial it was, beating Jose Mourinho in a final is always a big deal, and that too, European final, and that too from a setback of such a poor season.
Yeah, definitely.
It's something.
Even West Ham.
Yeah, it's
Conference League, like,
you understand why Conference League is important, because small clubs like West Ham get like, that moral.
It is
boost.
important. Like, you think about Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Last year he was at the Conference League with Roma.
Yeah.
And this year he came up to the Europa
League
in the finals, and he very well could have won it. Not a big deal. Obviously there were some controversial calls. But yeah, like I was really happy for West Ham.
Yeah.
Because even Declan Rice, like that guy deserves something.
And he did promise his West Ham fans that he'll give them a trophy before he leaves, and he did. Just stood up to it. It's a good moment. You understand why conference leagues are important for the morale of these small clubs and how they can improve by this. Yeah,
definitely. So I think we had a pretty good season.
Yeah.
Let's see what we have coming up this season now.
It wasn't all the big names just winning it.
Yeah, there were a lot of
underdogs coming up.
When you talk about Wales, like Silver promoted.
Yeah,
that was
pretty cool. Talking about the underdogs, Leicester went down in relegation in 2016. Very surprising. They were champions.
Leicester is a team that actually got a lot of people back into football. Because they finally saw like a normal team winning and not like a European giant.
And on the back of just 3 good players, 3 excellent players.
Yeah.
And that was something. Really?
But it's very sad to see them like go down.
It's very weird to see them.
But it's okay, we have more teams coming.
We have more teams coming up.
Let's see what happens.
It's going to be a good season next season. I